Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Wednesday, March 4th. And we got a market pretty much in a holding pattern. Hasn't really moved a whole lot directionally in the overnight. A bit of strength, if anything, I would say. Yes, right now doing a briefing, the Pentagon briefing. I was just starting to watch it, and it's like, oh crap, need to do my updates first. So we'll go back to that later, see what they're talking about. But that's right now. You can see we're holding up above this area, the 68.15. And as long as I hold above it, we're going to be up in this upper range again. So starting off today, it's going to be more of a range bound start than anything else. Let's see if anything else, anything new is going to kind of come from the sidelines and kind of throw us off a bit. The news this morning, we had mortgage applications come up at 7. They were all to the upside, so pretty good upside numbers. we have an ADP report coming out at 8:15. That's a employment report. It's going to be an interesting one comparing that one to the Friday's employment situation. And then we get 9:45 PMI composite. At 10 we get ISM services. We have an oil report at 10:30, and that's about it. Beige book at 2. It could be an interesting one too. But I mean, it's at this point, I think 9:45 and 10 is where we have news to pay attention to. The ADP report tends to do a little bit of reaction, but so far the report has been pretty different from the employment situation. So if they are tied together, take that with a grain of salt, right? So right now, I would start off range bound, look into yes, trade this as a range bound market. We had a little bit of weakness in the overnight. They've been retracing it right now. And as long as I hold above this area, this general area from the 6800 to the 6830s, I think we are in good shape to hold on to this to the gains and not have a risk off kind of a day. Yesterday was the biggest action. Monday was kind of muted, to be honest with you, and then yesterday was a pretty good risk off day. But ended up closing with a strong, ended up with a strong close. Both Monday and Tuesday, strong closes given the weakness. So that just tells you that the market is kind of shrugging this off more than anything else, and that's the concerns will work themselves out. The market's going to have to put this behind themselves. So usually that's what happens, a knee-jerk reaction, and then that's about it. So I think we have the knee-jerk reaction, unless something really spectacular happens on that scene right now. I think that it's just a more a foregone conclusion that they're going to get annihilated, and the interesting part is going to be what comes out of it, and that part is going to be a lot longer. But that's not going to be nothing that really impacts and keeps us occupied, if you wish. We shouldn't, at least. If that starts happening, if it becomes one of those long-term kind of commitments, that would be an issue. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think these guys learned that lesson a long time ago. So overall markets is range bound. I would say, if anything, I would maybe look for some strength going into the afternoon at least. If they can take out this midpoint, 68.80s, I would look for more strength to see if they can take up and retest these highs at the 69.30s. That would be an interesting one. But so initially looking to buy weakness at 68.30, 68.15, 68 or 67.95s for rotations up. As I said, below the 6800s, it's going to be this support area. I would give it down to the 67.90s. So to take out the London low, at that point I would start leaning in on the short side a lot more. But right now it looks to me like the strength is to the upside, really. So starting off looking for early strength. Short setups, I would look for those against the 68.55s, the 68.70s, 85s, 95s, up to the 69.10s here. Oops, that wasn't my intention. If they take out the 69.25s, it's going to be way up here. That's when we really can start thinking about it. They totally shrugged this whole thing off, and we are back in action again. But if the market can hold support, and I would prefer it to held this 68.40s. That would be the better one to hold. But if you can hold that 68.40 and 50s, I think we are in good shape for staying range bound at this point. So right now they're kind of up here. They have taken out the the 40s, so we're definitely up above it. And that would be the retest, which could have held and kept us on the lower end of this range. So starting off range bound, let's see what they're going to go from here, what kind of day we're going to get. It's a little bit too early to say that we're going to get a big rally out of it. It's once the market starts pricing in a world without the Iranian terror threat, that would be probably a good thing for the markets. But overall, right now, it's up in the air. So no one really knows how it's going to come out. So let's have to take it with a grain of salt and just look at this market as a range bound market right now. So looking to buy weakness, 68 45s, 30s, 15s down to the 67 95s. Looking to sell strength against would be against the 55s, 70s, 80s or 85s, 68 and 95s, 69.10 up to the 69.20s here. And then we get up to these upper areas, that's when we start taking out this big ledge right there. And that starts happening. That's when I think we are in pretty good shape to get back on track again. Markets here are good. I mean, it's overall the earnings has been good. Most of the stuff has been, notwithstanding that rotation from big tech into other stuff, which has been pretty brutal for the most part. But that's just the rotation within the stock market. Right now, risk on is not quite there. We need a few more days of success, and then we can probably start looking at putting that whole thing behind us, as in terms of some kind of big surprise coming out of it. Looking at the Nasdaq, same story there. They're already back to the attractor here in 24,900s, and if they can hold up here, we have range bound. If they take out this edge, the 130s, yes, I'm going to be a lot more aggressive on the long side. If they can clear that 450, 500, yes, we are back in action. So at this point, starting off range bound, looking to buy weakness against the 840s, 800s, 740s, 680s, 610s for rotations up. Looking to sell strength against 970s, 25,000s, 25,090s, 130s, 180s for rotations back down again. And they get up here to the 120s. It's going to be these three levels of resistance. It starts at the 90s, 120, 130s, up to the 180s. It's going to be this about this upper area of resistance. So that comes out, I would just stay on the long side at that point. But right now, I would still expect pretty volatile markets, a lot of whipsawing back and forth, and yes, just had to see how the market starts off. If it gets all whippy and crazy, then I'll stay on the sidelines, and just try to find good trade location. Try to find a spot to pay the edges. I'm going to try to be a lot more patient than I normally are. I have a hard time with patience, but I just sit and wait for it. see for the good setup to occur, and then try to get on it. But if you have a lot of range like we have now, a lot of volatility, you have to just increase your stop size if you want to be able to get in and not be just absolutely just knocked out of the market right away. So trade location matters a lot right now. But that's how we get started. So range bound trading in both the ES and NASDAQ. In the bigger picture, we are pretty much up in that range again. NASDAQ a little bit better positioned. ES is kind of getting back up there. Yeah, working it up here. So right now you can see a little rally going on right now. So heading back up there. The ADP report came out, I guess. What was that? I can't see it. No, they're still talking on the Pentagon side, so I don't know what that number was. On the bond side of things, bond market had a ripping market yesterday. I mean, I tried to take that trade yesterday and got absolutely caught in it, but that was a weird one. They ran it down then, and then they had this. We were down here at the lower end of the range at the 116.16, and then they ripped it all the way up here. That was something. I tried a short trade on that one and got caught, and I just didn't retry it again. So, but it's right now, I would just say we're pretty much range bound at this point. I'm not going to be the continuation to the downside. Kind of got knocked off track yesterday, and the overnight, it's a little bit of weakness in the overnight, but not necessarily making new lows. So, looking at range bound trading again. We're going to buy against the 24s and the 16s. We're going to sell against the 1710s and the 1716s. And that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much straightforward action on the bonds. See how that's going to go. So back to the ES and Nasdaq, and as I said, let's see what kind of day we're going to get. Right now, it looks like we have some early strength, and we'll take it. Nice little rally here, by the way. Look at that. They took it from 8 o'clock straight up till, and then we're stalling a little bit, but range bound trading to get started. Let's see how this whole day shakes out. Not we have this news. We got the ADP already. See what that was. And 9:45 and 10 we have news as well. So we will wrap it there. So I'll see you back at 11:30 for the next update, and then let's see how this whole thing shakes out. Alrighty, guys. Later.